I'm here with head softball coach Lisa Allen. Lisa, you're a little over a week out from the start of the season. Let's start with last season first. Ended the year at an even 20-20 and 10-13 in the GNAC. What were your takeaways from last year, and what did you see you liked and could build on, and what do you look forward to working on for the current season?
I think the main thing that we're working on this season is getting our team used to performing under pressure situations. Last year we ended on a really good note, winning 11 of 16 games and ending on a 5-game winning streak. So we'd like to carry that throughout this year. The girls really banded together and had some hard-fought games, and it all started in California last year against Humboldt and UCSD. We lost one to Humboldt late in the, I want to say 8th or 9th inning on a home run, and we lost to UCSD, who was number 20 at that time, 1-0 in 7. So they really learned how to fight towards the end of the season, and every game was a true battle after that. So that's something that we want to carry on throughout this season.
So the team lost just 3 players from last year. You have almost your entire roster returning, 13 of those letter winners, including 7 seniors. Let's start with the seniors. Sanders, Conceicao, Hoke, Osborne, and then your 3 pitchers in Campbell, Bywater, and McDonald. What are you looking for from your upperclassmen this year? Kind of what are the team goals, and what has the senior leadership done at the start of the year to get that process going?
We're really looking for our seniors to step in and take control of the game. We've been very fortunate to have all 7 of those girls be 4-year starters and be 4-year contributors to this team. We want them to take control of their senior season and make it all about their season. And so far they've done really good with that. We've done a bunch of different leadership things with them, and we even let the team come up with their own kind of rules or standards. They actually call them their 10 commandments of what a Yellow Jacket softball player is, and it goes from everything from character to passion to having a one more attitude. And I think they've really bought into their own 10 commandments, and they've been putting that into use, and it's been a lot of fun seeing our upperclassmen just step into a leadership role. The upperclassmen have really matured this season, which is helping our underclassmen come along as well.
So let's talk about the rest of the roster. You have a fairly large roster this year. Who from the middle-classmen are you watching to step up this season and make some plays for your team?
We do have a very large roster. We have 24, which is the largest we've had in a long time. We have a lot of really good juniors with Corey Gammon, Bella Robbins, Haley Grunowitz is in there. We have the one JUCO transfer, Haley Rowe, that we're really looking for her to step in just as well and continue her good career. There's also a couple good sophomores with Kelsey Devlin. She had some really great hits for us as a DH last season. And we look to have those middle-classmen really help set the table for our upperclassmen for them to score the runs and push the runs across. But we also know that power hitters like Kelsey Devlin can do the same in scoring lots of runs for us.
So in addition to those middle-classmen, you also have a fairly large contingent of freshmen this season, 9 of them, including 2 who redshirted last season, only 1 freshman who's going to be redshirting this year. What does that energy look like for your team, and what are you expecting the young incoming class to contribute this year?
I think having the big freshman class this year has been really good because we have such a big senior class. We've really used that to our advantage of having the seniors teach the freshmen, and our hope is that the freshmen will continue what they've been taught this year for the next 3 years. We've found that just having the large classes really helps out with the team and making sure that more people are bought into the program. As far as freshman contributors this year, there are definitely a couple that have a really good chance of being in the starting lineup and are contending with some of the other girls. It's what having the large roster has been a lot of fun because it has made practice more competitive. We have at least 2 girls at each spot, so no one's 100% positive that the spot is there. Then there's always someone that's pushing them even harder each day to get better. So this is kind of the building block for that freshman class, and we want them to carry it on with them. As we see, some of them will probably step into some contributing roles for us this season.
So this year your season starts at the Desert Stinger, which is February 13th, but good news, the team has been able to practice outside. How have the first 3 weeks of practice gone, and what can you see that is going to be of benefit in the upcoming weeks as you begin the Yellow Jackets' jam-packed February schedule?
We've been very fortunate this year in getting outside early in January. It's pretty uncommon to get outside, and we were even lucky to get on our own dirt. I think that's like the first time in 4 years that we've made it on our own dirt. The soccer teams have been very generous in letting us use their soccer turf to practice on. The girls have really loved it, especially the outfielders, because they can get actual fly balls and ground balls at a lengthy distance. So I think that's really helping build the team's confidence in getting outside and getting used to their normal throwing ranges, for instance. And I think that going to Vegas is always a great start. Our girls are always excited to get out in the sun, and they know it's our tournament, and they've been working so hard over the past 6 months for this moment coming up next week, and we expect it to pay off. Practice has been a lot of fun. The girls are becoming very competitive. We've been playing a lot of games, getting them into in-game routines, and we know that the team's ready to go.
So the team has 3 big tournaments this season, starting with the Desert Stinger. You've newly added the College of Idaho NNU Classic, and then, of course, the Tournament of Champions. So let's talk a little bit about the mental side of the game. College softball requires a lot of different kinds of preparation for the amount of games and the different times you play. You start anywhere from 8 in the morning, go all the way to 10 at night, plus making sure the students are still good students in the classroom. How do you work on the non-athletic side of the schedule?
Our schedule is very taxing. Obviously, being in Montana, we have long drives, which means that we need to take the wireless internet with us on the bus. A lot of our girls do end up doing homework on the bus while we're traveling. For instance, our Las Vegas trip is about 17 hours on a bus, so a lot of the girls write their papers on there, and occasionally they do some online homework while we're on the bus. Most of the other times, we find times during the night where we do an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on how much time we have and what they need for their sleep schedules, of actual set up study hall for the girls, where they study in their own rooms, because we know how important academics are, and we want to make sure that they stay on top of their studies. We know how taxing double headers can be. These girls are only practicing for about 2 hours a day right now, and next Friday we're going to be at the field for 6+ hours. So it's something they definitely have to prepare for mentally, and we need to make sure as a team that we stay on top of our academics.
Let's talk about your conference. GNAC, always tough. Preseason polls have the top 4 teams within 1 point of each other, so no real clear favorite. Yellow Jackets were picked to finish 6th this year. How are you interpreting the early preseason poll choices, and what, if any, bearing does that have on your preparation for the conference upcoming games?
I think the polls show how strong the GNAC has gotten. It's always anybody's conference. As long as you go out and play your game, anyone can win the conference. Obviously, we've had a lot of different conference winners over the past few years between St. Martin, Central Washington, Western Oregon this past year. It's been a different team every time, and each of those teams have gotten much stronger over the years that I've been here. Being my 7th year, I've seen how the conference has grown, and it's a great thing for our conference. We're very excited to be getting 2 teams into the postseason now. When I first got here, we only had the automatic qualifier getting into postseason, and now with these teams getting stronger, we are getting 2 into the postseason, which is exciting for us as a conference. As far as us being picked 6th, we haven't had the best of the last 2 years, and I'm sure that the coaches are basing it off of that, but it is exactly that. Those were our last 2 years, and this is 2015, and we're not concerned about the last 2 years. We've moved past that, and we're ready to move forward.
Great. Thanks for your time. I'm here talking with
Thanks.
senior Brittney Sanders, catcher on the Yellow Jacket softball team. Let's talk about your schedule. It's the last year for you and 6 other athletes, but you have quite the mixed roster this year for MSUB. How has the team been gelling so far?
So far the team's done great. We have a lot of new young girls, and they have great attitudes, work hard, and they've gotten along with everyone on the team great, and they'll be a great asset to the team this year and for the future years.
So including yourself, those 7 seniors on the roster, all of you have played all 4 of your years at MSUB. What can you sort of use from that experience and that leadership quality heading into the 2015 season?
I think having that leadership, it'll help us a lot this year. We have a lot of experience on the team, and it should push us pretty far this year, and along with helping the younger girls out too, and showing them what goes on and really how it's like in college to play.
So big February for the team. You start February 13th. Second half of the month is just loaded with games. How has the preparation gone so far as you have headed your way into opening weekend?
So far, the preparation's been great. We've done a lot of things, put in a lot of work. This year during the fall, we hit live, which is the first time in my 4 years here that we've actually done that. And so we've seen a lot of live pitching. Our pitchers have worked very hard too because they've pitched live to us. And I think overall it's helped us a lot. And we've worked out different things in the weight room that have helped us overall, and I think it'll be great and help a lot with our season.
So 3 tournaments on the docket this season. Always great to see those big regional matchups. Kind of what are the differences between, say, preparing for the Desert Stinger and then preparing for games against the GNAC conference?
Well, we just have to be prepared right away no matter what games they are. And the Desert Stinger, we just definitely play a lot of top teams in the nation, and it's very important for us to come out strong and play great in those games because they can help us with regional rankings. And it is different than the GNAC. The GNAC, there's a lot of great teams as well, and a lot more, as you would say, scrappy teams, so it really helps us to get ready for those teams. And if we can play at the high level of the teams in Vegas as we can during the GNAC, it should be a great year.
So great. And finally, what are you most excited about as you're a little over a week away from your upcoming games, and what are your kind of goals for this 2015 season?
I'm just excited to have a great last year. The seniors on our team, we've meshed together great. We've had a great 4 years together, and I wouldn't be happier with anyone else. And I'm just ready to get to regionals again. My freshman year, we got to regionals, and it was a great experience. And I would really love to show the younger girls what it's like to play postseason and have a great season.
Well, great. Thank you, Brittney. Good luck.
Thank
I'm here
you.
talking with senior Aubrey Conceicao. Aubrey, back for your last year of Yellow Jacket softball. Last year the team was 20-20, 10-13 in the GNAC. You finished just 1 spot out of the conference tournament. How has preseason prep gone for the team so far?
It's gone really well. We're working super hard to reach our goal this year of getting to the GNAC tournament, hopefully competing well in the GNAC tournament, and then eventually moving on to nationals. So I'm really excited for the season.
What has been the motivating factor for you and the Yellow Jacket players this year? And then second, sort of what are the goals you have set for yourself and the team, and what do you want to accomplish? I know you talked about getting all the way to nationals, but let's talk about the first half of your goals.
For us seniors, we really just want to have a good season. We want to leave a legacy and something that we're proud of behind for the upcoming players as they get older. And personally, I just want to work on being consistent, both in the field and at bat, and hopefully as a team we work well together and just do our best.
So opening games this year for the team are at the MSUB hosted Desert Stinger in Las Vegas. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. It's going to be nice just to get in some sunshine and warm weather, finally get out on the dirt, which has been scarce here in Billings with the snow, but we can't wait.
So the team opens the year with nationally ranked Humboldt. Should be quite an opening test for the 2015 season.
Humboldt has been one of our rivals for quite a few years now. We're really stoked to open our season with them. We're hoping that, we get a good game out of it. I know they're a tough team, but I think we're ready for them.
So conference schedule starts in March, but you have a lot of games in the last 2 weeks of February to kind of work on your roster and work on play. How do you think those games in February are going to help you before your conference opener March 3rd against Western Washington?
I think the more time on the dirt and the more experience will help us immensely. I think it'll be nice just to get more comfortable with each other on the field since we haven't had a ton of time to do that as we've been practicing inside and stuff like that, but we're really excited.
Great. Thank you, Aubrey.
Thank you.